Well, I had to change my intro because of a particularly tough martial arts practice. Here. But don't worry, I'll find an excuse to use my old idea again. As you can imagine, I'm kinda sore and don't want to try to do anything really acrobatic today. On with the review!
Mark of the Ninja is an indie-developed, stealth-based 2D platformer developed by Klei Entertainment and released on Steam in 2012. And yes, at this point, I'm used to praising Klei games. You'd think that they're giving me free games, which they're not, but I wouldn't say no. The protagonist's name is never given throughout the game. All we know is that he is the champion who has been selected to bear the toxic tattoo, which will amplify his ninja abilities, but at a terrible cost. The tattoo is upgraded as the story goes on, and with the tattoo additions, so too are additions to the marked ninja's abilities. The protagonist was chosen to bear this mark to avenge and preserve his clan in their time of need. The marked ninja is part of the Hisomu clan. The Hisomu temple has been attacked by the Hassan mercenaries led by Corporal Kelly. The marked ninja wakes up just in time to go save Master Azai, and so begins the game. Alright, let's repeat that with less fancy words. Ninja good, gunman bad, save human Splinter. One of the first things that stuck out to me when I first played Mark of the Ninja was the art style, and I was immediately reminded of this when I booted it up again. For some reason, the game's style reminds me of Samurai Jack, which was a cartoon series that aired on Cartoon Network from 2001 until 2004. As a side note, there will be a Season 5 coming out. I'm more than a little bit excited for it, just saying. I think the reason why I see such a similarity is it's something to do with the animation style, the setting, the way the characters are drawn. I guess that pretty much just sums up artwork in a nutshell, doesn't it? Well,
watch out.
You get my point.
You picked the wrong guys to rob, Sensei. It's time for the old man to retire, boys.
Jango Fett, is that you? I haven't seen you since you lost your head in your fight against Samuel Jackson. I felt most like I was seeing something from Samurai Jack during the cutscenes. Regardless, there's a clear influence from Genndy Tartakovsky, whom was the artist behind the Samurai Jack series, and many other beloved Cartoon Network classics. But enough about my love of the art style, let's move on to the meat of the review, the gameplay. There isn't much to the story. The blend between the story and gameplay is one of my favorite elements of this game. As is the theme in many stealth games, you oftentimes have a choice between sneaking or fighting your way through conflict. Mark of the Ninja is no different. However, you are being rewarded more points for being stealthy, so the game clearly has its priorities set towards stealth and non-lethal combat. However, I don't know for sure because all the leaderboards have been hacked, but who really cares about scores anyway, right? But, oh wait, if no one cares about leaderboards and scores, it makes the scoring system kind of arbitrary, doesn't it? Well, crap. I guess we can pretty much remove that feature from the game without having much impact. Thankfully, there are far more redeeming features to offset the annoying score system. And yes, I do realize I just flip-flopped on that. That is on purpose. You are encouraged to stealth through the game because, well, you're a ninja. You don't know how to ninja? Rule number 1, do not be seen. Rule number 2, actually, historically speaking, ninjas wouldn't dress up in black clothing and sneak around. Well, they would at night, but during the day, A ninja would be far more effective and stealthy by wearing common everyday person clothing, because the ninja would then truly be camouflaged in with everybody else. But enough about that old martial arts history information, which I finally found some use for in this review, thank goodness. Besides, that doesn't make for a cool video game protagonist. And the marked ninja is a very cool protagonist. So is stealth not cutting it for you? Or worse, have you been spotted? If you're not good enough to sneak through your levels and you get caught, you have two choices: fight or flight. I don't mean fight in a literal sense, because you can only glide with an unlock later in the game. There's no flying or teleportation. Although if there is, it'd be really cool if they return to this game. It'd be a really cool addition that they'd add on to the game. If you have the element of surprise, you have a large number of finishing attacks which will involve your sword. Each one will require a specific quick time action. On keyboard and mouse, it will involve clicking and dragging in a direction. I would imagine there would be a similar controller action for those of you who have not embraced the way of the keyboard and mouse. Oh, and by the way, if you fail that quick time event, the other guards will be notified of your Jutsu actions if they're in earshot. But if you're caught with your pants down, you don't have time to pull out a sword. Don't think too hard about that one. You'll need to deliver punches and kicks until you stun your enemy and then can deliver the final blow. All in all, the combat is smooth and you're not screwed if you get caught. But a true ninja would never have been caught in the first place. So take that to bed with you, Naruto-kun. There are many upgrades you can unlock by earning honor, which you earn by completing levels and finding collectibles within levels. Remember when I was talking about all the different types of ambush finishers that you can pull off? You need to unlock many of them that you'll see in my video, because apparently I've carried over my save file from my first game. So it looks like you get to see what a fully upgraded ninja looks like. But don't worry, I'm only going to use the most basic of ninja tools. I won't go over in too great a detail how each works. First we have techniques. There are 14 techniques in total. Some are attacks, some are armor, and one is a glide. Pick your favorites, but be mindful of your playstyle when you do. There are 4 distraction items and 4 upgrades to those items. Noisemakers to distract your foe, smoke bomb because classic distractions, distraction flare because I don't know, I did never really use it, and lastly everyone's favorite, solid snake reference. Snake? Snake, is that you? Snake in a box? What kind of snake are you? There are 3 attack items and 3 upgrades for those attack items. Angry Tribble, Bugs Bunny Rocket, and Tic-Tac-Toe without the O's. Can you tell I'm getting tired of being serious? The Angry Tribble is a mine that will spike your enemy's feet to death. The rocket is actually a dart with madness juice, and the Tic-Tac-Toe is caltraps, which are like stepping on hardcore Legos. Next we have style. There are 5 unlockable styles of clothing, each with their own perks. Hey, just because no one sees you doesn't mean you shouldn't look fabulous. Oh man, I hate saying that word. Each clothing type has path of in the beginning of it, so some of these are going to sound kind of weird and they don't roll off the tongue very well, but I'm just going to say them right now. You have the Path of the Mark, which gives you teleportation. Well, what do you know? There is teleportation in this game. I had forgotten. Path of Might, for all your psychopathic needs. Okay. It's for those of you who stink at sneaking and would rather kill all the things. But this game isn't your suit in the first place, if that's how you want to play stealth games. But play your own way, even if it's wrong. Path of the Hunter, for those of you who kill in the night. He's like a reverse Batman. Wait, no, Batman kills his people. Well then, he's like Batman. Hey, I'm an overused reference. Path of Silence. Now this is the correct path. Unlock this bad boy and get you some stealth. And an awesome outfit to boot. Me? Biased? Heck no, I just play games correctly. Path of Nightmares. You really are the monster, aren't you? Blah, blah, blah. can't carry items, but everyone's scared when they see stealth kills or someone you've killed. What an interesting clothing line. Path of Blank. Yours only for 6 payments of $6.66. Well, we're done now, right? We've talked about all there is for the gameplay, style, and story. That's it, right? Nope. Mark of the Ninja has a New Game Plus mode. New Game Plus lets you start a new game with more challenges and less field of vision. Don't worry, you get to keep all the upgrades you've unlocked and earned, but definitely expect this mode to be significantly more difficult, and don't you dare get caught, because you'll be killed in one shot or one melee attack if landed, or very close to that. Let's just pin this last section on here. For Mark of the Ninja Special Edition DLC, there are a few additions to the game. An additional level which lets you play as the tattoo artist Dosan, the Path of Wisdom style, 2 new items, one which will allow you to cover lights using moths, and the other will turn fallen enemies into traps. Lastly, a great deal of developer commentary will be available throughout the game, which is why you see those talking bubbles in my gameplay. In conclusion, I love this game. This is one of the games that I played to completion, went back and looked for all the extra unlockables myself with no help from guides, no hints, nada. I barely even used the in-game map. The game just hit a chord with me, and going back to replay it was really fun. I think Mark of the Ninja will appeal to more casual game audiences since it's not a particularly difficult game. But it's definitely a fun 2D action stealth game, and I'd highly suggest checking it out if you picked it up over the Steam Summer Sale. If not, winter is coming. Da na 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 na. I'm Atratzu, and I approve this review.